And please be sure to use the seat markers behind you. Do not miss it throughout the game. To ensure proper protection. As always, we thank you for ensuring the safe environment for all of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the DeVos Fieldhouse for the 2021 MIAA first round of the men's basketball tournament. Tonight's featured teams are the Bulldogs of Adrian College and your Hope College Flying Dutchmen. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the Bulldogs at 1 forward, a 6'4" senior from Jackson. Number 3, Connor Pelham. And at 1 forward for the Flying Dutchman, a 6'4" sophomore from Okemos, number 24, Evan Thomas. At 1 forward for the Bulldogs, a 6'3" senior from Columbia City, Indiana, number 5, Robert Warwick. And at 1 forward for the Flying Dutchman, a 6'6" senior from Lansing, number 51, Preston Granger. Starting at center for the Bulldogs, a 6'6" junior from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 13, Kendall Bellamy. And at center for the Flying Dutchman, a 6'7" senior from Rockford, number 5, Ryan Gann. At 1 guard for the Bulldogs, a 6'1" junior from Flint, number 12, Victor Sheffy. And at 1 guard for the Flying Dutchman, a 5'10" senior from Shelby, number 4, Danny Beckman. And at the final guard spot for the Bulldogs, a 6'2" freshman from Parker, Colorado, number 20, Gabe McDevitt. And at the final guard spot for the Flying Dutchman, a 6'1" junior from Ada, number 14, Tyler George. Adrian College is coached by Tim Kaiser. Hope College is coached by Greg Mitchell. Your officials this evening, Mr. Shane Smith, Mr. Marcel Miller, and Mr. B.J. Weaver. Your alternate official, Mr. Danny Sapp.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside of DeVos Fieldhouse here for this MIAA tournament matchup between the Hope College Flying Dutchmen and the Adrian College Bulldogs. I'm Blaine Wiersbicky, joined by the magnificent Eric Van Swol. A pleasure to be here, and we're happy to have you along for the ride for this matchup.
Happy to be here, Blaine. It's going to be a great game. It was a 3-point contest last time, so we'll see if it's that tight this time around.
Hope coming back from a sizable deficit in that last matchup. Adrian certainly hasn't forgotten. And now they take the court this time at DeVos Fieldhouse, where the Dutchmen have won the tip.
It's only quite recently, a week or so ago. Fresh in both teams' minds.
George, certainly someone you have got to keep a hand out in front of from outside of the arc. Averages 12.5 points per game, most of those from downtown. Granger, step back, nowhere close, and that's rebounded by Robert Warwick.
Hope starting with their main man, Preston Granger, averaging just under 18 points a game so far this season.
Sheffy feet inside. That's Warwick into the corner and eventually taken away by Tyler George.
It's a difficult pass to ascertain there.
George behind the back and work it to Granger again. This possession from a little bit away from the basket. Thomas and Gam continue to work it around. Nice pass fake from Gam, gets him a one-on-one, goes right hand, kind of faded him away from the basket and didn't square up and no good. Adrian pushing quickly the other way, and the first bucket of the game is an easy one for Connor Pelham.
Yeah, Hope trying to take advantage of their size advantage on the inside. Haven't been able to the last couple of possessions, and it gets an easy one back going for Adrian.
Free ball, that's good. Danny Beckman.
The Hope faithful are used to seeing that from him this season. We'll see if we can continue that this evening.
Inside again, this time no good though for Adrian. Hope looking to build on their small early lead. Thomas will take it all the way inside. Sheffy with the rebound. Sheffy wants to go coast to coast, but Gam waiting.
Been a pretty up and down, high energy game so far, and we're only a couple minutes in.
Nice backdoor cut and the pass. Bucket, Gabe McDevitt. The freshman who hails all the way from Parker, Colorado.
I think he ran all the way from Colorado to get to the basket on that one.
Rip Hamilton-esque off-ball movement there to create the basket. A nice pass to boot.
Like you said, it was a beautiful cut.
Now Granger wants to work inside, and he's got a great advantage, but just didn't have the touch. And Gam will pick up a foul about 90 feet away from the basket.
Not what Coach Mitchell's going to want to see in the first foul of the evening. Really any foul of the evening, having it 90 feet away from the basket. But Granger getting inside there again. He's got to just knock that one down, especially going forward here if Hope's going to have the opportunity to take advantage of a win.
You see Gam coming over top on the replay there. A sure foul.
Yeah, no question about that.
Sheffy now working on Granger. He'll skip it all the way over to the left wing.
Good defense from the big man.
But Bellamy will knock it down. A lengthy frame. A guy that has the ability to create some separation and get some shots up. Gam further away from the basket than he would like to shoot the ball. Gets it to Tyler George. And they're going to pick up McDevitt with the foul here. Last year, these two teams met in the MIAA tournament as well. It was 3 versus 6 matchup, but they were flipped. Adrian, the 3 seed, Hope, the 6 seed in the last MIAA tournament, and Adrian came away with the narrow victory.
Yeah, Hope 15-2 in first round games, but lost their last 2 first round of the MIAA tournament.
Gam knocks down the 2. It's a 1-point game.
That's a streak that the Dutchman would like to break if possible.
Warwick into the paint. Back out to Bellamy. See if he's feeling the hot hand. Wants to work on Gam. Spins, fade away, tough look off the heel.
Difficult shot. Would have been impressive if you got that one to go.
Adrian comfortable giving Gam and Granger all the space that they need at the top of the key. Gam got the size advantage here on Warwick. Wide open free ball. Evan Thomas knocks it down.
Hope's going to look to play that inside-out game this whole evening. I think that's going to be a good strategy for him, and we'll see how Adrian's defense is able to cope.
Evan Thomas shooting about 37% from 3 this year. Nice drive, but no finish. Granger with the rebound. And Danny Beckman, just a smart play, understands how to use his body to pick up a foul there, and that's just one of those as a defender you're so annoyed by. We've seen that from the Beckman boys that have come to the MIAA. They all know how to draw those fouls, use their body to give their team an advantage.
It's funny you say the Beckman boys because right before you said that and referenced that, I was going to say he probably learned that one from his older brother.
Absolutely. Here's Granger. They move it in. George, off balance, wouldn't get it. Granger is going to be called for the offensive foul, looking for the board.
Another tough running floater in the lane. Hope's had a few looks from inside of 6 feet, just really haven't knocked any of them down.
Yeah, I was going to say they definitely, especially with Granger and Gam, have the size advantage over this Adrian team, one of the smallest teams that they'll play in the MIAA, and just haven't been able to knock down a few of the bunnies.
So far they've knocked down 2 tray balls, but not inside.
And Warwick will answer the bell with a 3 for the Bulldogs.
Speaking of tray balls, Mr. Warwick decided to get in on the action.
Contested 3 as well.
That was not an easy look.
Working inside Granger, great position, he's fouled. And it seems that's the idea here, and why wouldn't it be with guys like Gam and Granger? If you're going to play that lineup, you're looking to get the ball down on the block.
Yeah, absolutely, no reason not to. Gam listed at 6'7", 225. Granger, 6'6", 220, just about the same.
Granger makes the first, so I'm getting a few extra shots up from the stripe just before the game started. We'll get Dykehouse into the game here and Bicus for the Dutchman. Nolan and Sarah in here for the Bulldogs. Granger knocks down both free throws.
There's extra free throws before the game paying off for him there.
Kobe Price also seeing his first action here for Adrian. Sheffy swings over to Price. They're gonna work it all the way around. Baseline drive. Thomas got a hand on it, that's tipped. Tried to take it away. Adrian's gonna have to work quick with the shot clock here. Kick it inside, and an offensive foul drawn by Jeff Bicus. And a nice defensive possession that time around for the Dutchman. That'll be Victor Sheffy and his first foul.
Yeah, Sheffy not a big fan of the call there. He thought that he got away with it. Obviously, the officials saw it differently. There was great ball movement on that possession. Speaking of good ball movement.
That's what they did the last time around. Granger drew the foul, got 2 free throws, and here again, just working the baseline.
I think a little bit of a back pick there. I think Hope's going to keep running that play and go to that well until it runs dry.
Sheffy will knock down the 3 from the right wing.
That's a good offense as well if Adrian can get that all night too.
Tied at 12 apiece here in a fast-paced game. Bicus, 3 ball, in and out. Granger, though, with the rebound, he misses the layup. Bicus gets it back. Nothing, up in the air again. Granger will finish, and there's just not enough size in the paint for the Bulldogs there.
Yeah, they look like Bicus and Granger were just playing
some tips in the backyard.
Yeah, that's right. I was going to say a little bit of volleyball off the backboard.
Granger thought played pretty good defense. And that's a nice finish by Robert Warwick over the top. Granger's incensed.
Nice right hook right there, and Granger's upset because that's his second foul. He's probably going to take an early seat here.
So Granger will have to take a seat and Vree into the game. So definitely an important foul to keep track of.
Be interesting to see if Coach Mitchell brings Granger back for any part of the first half.
Free throw good, and Warwick will complete the 3-point play.
Warwick with a quick 6 points, only 6 minutes in the game. He's having himself a fine start to the evening.
So the sophomore from New Zealand, Clayton Dykehouse, will lead the offense up the floor with Jeff Bicus. He's going to be closely defended. Bicus had a big game in the previous matchup, and now Vree called for a foul on the block here, turning the elbows. So Hope getting in trouble with the bigs and some fouls.
Yeah, refs calling this one pretty tight so far, 4 fouls apiece, and that's going to be a storyline we're going to keep an eye on this evening, especially if Hope's 2 biggest players going to end up with 2 fouls in the first half.
Left wing, 3 ball, this time no good for Ansara.
That was a good open look too.
Dykehouse will work it around with Bicus and now Thomas. Surveying around the perimeter. George, wide open 3, and a second foul immediately called on Vree. It's the same official that Vree is incensed, looking to his bench. And just like that, Hope's two of Hope's three bigs have 2 fouls.
He doesn't even know what happened there. They called a moving screen, and they're definitely watching the play down low this evening, which definitely advantages Adrian.
Yeah, we talked about them not having the answer for the size, but if Hope can't keep their bigs in the game, there's their answer.
The answer for the size is drawing fouls, apparently, and so far it's working.
Right corner here. Sheffy can't finish the layup. Put back, no good either, but it's kept alive.
That was a nasty move.
3-ball top of the key. And now, is this an off-ball foul on Adrian? It is. This is on Victor Sheffy.
That's the same official.
That's a lot of off-ball fouls, and that's Sheffy's second foul. So both teams have got to start thinking about preservation of some minutes here.
Absolutely. We're 7 minutes into the game. We got 10 total fouls.
Inside Bicus, easy look, and he missed it. These guys got to go up with the left hand.
Yeah, that was another great design play right there. Got another layup look and just couldn't knock it down.
Bicus hands it to Dykehouse, right to Bicus, and he is rejected. That's an athletic play by Kendall Bellamy.
And a third foul on Bree.
And Sam Bree just picks up his 3rd foul.
He can't believe it.
And Adrian bench is fired up on that one, and look at this. Preston Granger, with 2 fouls, has to come right back into this game.
You think Coach Mitchell gave him a look before he came in, like don't pick up 3rd foul in the next 12.5 minutes?
Don't make contact with anybody in the paint unless you absolutely have to. Jake Honer in the game. Defending Warwick, and an offensive foul, and that's a big part of the reason that Honer is in the ball game for his defensive capabilities.
I was going to say, same official again, and that time that was a little more contact than the original Bree charge, so at least he's staying consistent.
So Dykehouse again will lead the Dutchman up the floor. The scoring has grinded to a halt. It's been a foul on each end the last several trips.
Yeah, the up and down pace has as well.
And a turnover here for the Dutchman. Eli Schoenveld had checked into the game and is not on the same page, threw it away.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there with Bicus.
So now the Bulldogs back on offense with the 1-point lead, trying to build. Working it to Warwick inside. He goes on Honer. Turns and knocks down the 2. Wow. Yeah, you said it earlier, off to a hot start, and he's feeling himself tonight.
Absolutely. Only 6'3", but showing he can bang down on the block with anybody.
Granger will take a 3, and that didn't hit anything but the backboard. Don't see too many attempted 3s from Preston Granger.
Hard to turn down that much of an open look, though, although you'd like to see a little bit better of attempt from the big man.
Drive right side. Kicked in the corner here. Warwick trying to work, will kick it out. Skylar Wilson pull up on Dykehouse. No good.
Adrian didn't even bother crashing the board on that offensive rebound. 4 Dutchmen surrounding that one after it hit the ground even.
Dykehouse will turn and just decide to put it up and knock it down. Dykehouse is a guy that can pull up just about any time and surprise you with a look from 3. There's an example of it right there.
Hey, why not? Good luck, knock it down. He's shooting almost 50% from 3 this season, 48 overall.
Honer rips it away from Warwick. Honer's had to miss a lot of time earlier in the season, and back and healthy on the team, and certainly his defensive presence is felt.
Yeah, good to see him active on the roster and in the game as well.
Bicus will pull up. This is nowhere close. Granger wants to work baseline. Go inside. He will be fouled by Ansara.
That should put Hope into the bonus already.
Indeed, the 7th foul. Granger will get 2 here, but yes, for the next 10 minutes and 15 seconds, either team will be able to shoot the 1-and-1. 7 fouls on Adrian, 6 on Hope. And with our first stoppage, we'll take a quick break. Hear a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back after this.
We've intentionally never had minimum account sizes. Our philosophy has always been, if you're willing to put in the work and we'll collaborate and we set the plan in place and you're willing to go along with this plan and to put forth effort to this plan, we're happy to work with you. It's what we love to do. And so we have people coming in from the very starting point all the way to, to the wealthy people. It's all different scenarios. Financial planning is not just for the wealthy.
Welcome back to DeVos. 17 apiece here. A feisty game, a foul-filled game. Both teams have that on their minds. Granger knocks down the first free throw here. As we mentioned heading into the break, both teams shooting one-and-ones here for over half of this first half. Granger misses the second there. He's 3 for 4 so far in this game from the line.
We've mentioned Hope's size advantage, but Adrian's actually leading the rebounding 10-9 so far overall.
3-ball, Pelham wide open. Not this time.
Three-point shooting been pretty even. Both teams shooting 50%, although they are small sample sizes.
Here's Gam. He's left alone from there. Dykehouse short on the 3, tipped around. Honer pokes it out. Dykehouse had it ripped away. And a jump ball will give the ball back to the Bulldogs.
Kendall Bellamy was definitely asking for a jump ball there and got his wish.
Now here come the Bulldogs again. Left side, Warwick. Now McDevitt. Wilson. Here's Warwick. The hot hand, not this time though.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to run the offense through Warwick, especially now that Sheffy's out. Although, as I mentioned his name, he's walking over to the scorer's table to come in.
Gam, nice spin, right hand, soft touch for the 2.
Beautiful move right there with a nice finish. That's what Hope's been lacking, is the nice finish so far.
Inside, high floater, McDevitt.
Speaking of nice finishes, there was one right there.
Back to a 1-point game. Honer will catch, jump shot from the free throw line. Not a guy that shoots the basketball a lot, but that's efficient.
Yeah, you mentioned his defensive presence, especially a few possessions earlier, and now he's turning around, getting in the offensive stat book as well.
It's the Hope bench bringing the energy now. Warwick wants to go inside on Granger. Off the mark. Granger being careful to avoid contact.
Yeah, he's going to stay up as vertical as possible all day.
Granger, nice spin, left hand.
Lovely spin move right there. Had the defender thinking he was going over his left shoulder the whole time. Spins back, avoids the foul, and gets the bucket. He's already halfway to his season average with 9.
Nice dish, left side. Pelham drives in and knocks it down.
Hope's defense has been getting eaten up so far with those backdoor cuts, and Adrian's gotten several nice, easy layups off of that.
Here's Beckman. Wraps to Gam, and just backing out of the way is Warwick, not wanting to pick up his second foul. And Gam has 6 points now for the Dutchman.
Yeah, it's tough giving up 4 or 5 inches as well.
And miscommunication here. Adrian saves it, but he saved it right to Beckman, who'll miss the layup. Granger was there, slap backboard. I guess the 2 is going to go to Beckman. He'll say thank you very much.
That's right.
For the goaltend.
He was not going to get those 2 points. I think Granger's a little upset, although he'll probably take it since Hope's getting 2 points either way. And he's a team player. But yeah, you would have expected Beckman to make that. Interesting, they decided to save it, being that there's only a Hope defender out top by midcourt.
Full timeout here for Adrian as Hope has taken a 7-point lead. Time to pay the bills. We'll be back after this.
Hit the road.
Honey, did you remember to bring the GPS?
Nope.
Oh. Well, you have an app on your phone to tell us how to get where we're going?
I do not.
Really? So you have an actual map, like the kind that are hard to fold? You just know where you're going?
No idea.
Don't be this guy when it comes to financial planning. LVZ Advisors. We'll help get you there.
Hey, we're up.
Welcome back to DeVos. Score update for next matchup in this tournament. Olivet currently leads the 2-seed Albion 28-25 with 6:44 left in the first half. The winner of this Hope Adrian game would go on to play the winner of that game. Significant, as if Olivet, the 7-seed, can pull off an upset, the winner of this game would get to host in the semifinal.
That would be big news for either of these teams, whichever one is able to come out with the victory.
Pelham drives. Adrian not sure who's supposed to catch that one. Sheffy. They swing it back around. Gabe McDevitt just doesn't stop moving on the offensive end. Now Sheffy low in the shot clock. They want to work inside. Gam got around, poked it away, but then a foul on the hold. And so now Gam picks up his second foul.
Interesting conundrum for Coach Mitchell. I'm sure one that he didn't want to have to deal with.
2 for Gam, 2 for Granger, and 3 for Sam Vree.
And that's all 7 of Hope's team fouls right there.
Gam thought he was getting away with the steal, but instead 1-and-1 and a miss, but Adrian gets the rebound. Hope wanted the jump ball. It's poked out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Bulldogs.
That was almost a very interesting turn of events, and Ryan Gam lucky almost picked up a 3rd foul right there as well. Got to box out on those free throws.
Inbound, contested 3-ball, rattled around, almost fell for Sheffy.
Yeah, he almost made Hope pay for not boxing out on those free throws. Couldn't quite get the roll.
So Hope maintains this 7-point lead. 6.5 to play. George with the 3-ball, knocks it down. And you see the look from Gabe McDevitt to his bench thinking, I was there for the closeout, but it's just enough space. And Adrian responds quickly with Connor Pelham on the other end.
Yeah, going back to that 3, McDevitt had a hand in the face, and I thought for a second he almost got a hand on the ball. But in any case, if he did get a hand on the ball, it only aided the bucket to go down.
And now Gabe McDevitt called off the ball.
And that's 2 for him as well.
And McDevitt is incensed there.
Yeah, McDevitt and Atsara both sitting on 2 fouls for Adrian.
As well as Sheffy. Free throw good from George.
Seems like there's been a lot of fouls in this game, and there has been 15 so far in 14 minutes of play, but I believe only 7 players have picked up fouls between both teams. Adrian
narrowly avoids a turnover. Pelham gets it back after bouncing the pass off the rim, and he gets a layup. That's a rebound and a basket, I believe.
I was going to say, that's one way to get an assist.
George drives all the way down the other way. Is that an assist for passing himself or off the rim? It's I think he gets the rebound.
That is a rebound, yeah. Can you assist it if you throw it off the backboard to yourself?
We'll ask Tracy McGrady later.
That's right.
The Bulldogs now swinging around, or they fake it.
Halftime show.
And picking up the feet there, Nolan Ansara turns it over. I thought that was you going out there to attempt a few dunks.
Oh, is that right? I'll be the halftime show. Yeah. We'll see how that works out. Probably won't do anything as good as what we saw in warm-ups.
34-25. Hope leads now. 5.5 left to play in this first half. The Dutchmen have the ball and a chance to take a double-digit lead. What would be the largest of the game. Thomas wanted a foul. Pelham with his hands straight up in the air, claiming his innocence. Adrian quickly goes down the other way, and a foul. and Lilja will pick up the foul.
Yeah, obvious reach in there on the spin, but Thomas definitely wanted a foul. I don't think he really deserved one, though. He never had possession of the ball.
No, nope. And Pelham stood there with his hands up, as I said, saying, no way, man. And I think maybe Thomas thinking, well, it seems like everything's been a foul down here. Can I get one and get some free throws here?
Absolutely, why not? Try to get what you can.
So Victor Sheffy knocks down this free throw, and he's now got 5 in this game.
Yeah, Hope was looking to try to push to a double-digit lead, and Adrian cutting back into it a little bit after that.
Looking for Bicus inside, defended by Bellamy. Hope with its smallest lineup of the night. Lilja, nice move, good body control, but could not finish at the rim.
Hung in the air just a little bit too long there.
Free ball, McDevitt couldn't get it, Lilja with the rebound. Thomas wants to drive all the way, he just blew by the defense to the left hand. That's easier than it should be.
Parting in the black and yellow C right there, all the way to the rack.
Lead back to 9 now for the Dutchman. McDevitt. Here's Kobe Price. Nice cut. Wide open at the rim. It will fall for Connor Pelham. So quickly, Pelham's in double digits with 10 points.
It's a very quiet 10 points right there, but keeping Adrian in this game. Got 4 minutes to go before halftime. It's danger time for him.
Bicus just went straight up into Kendall Bellamy. Second jump ball, Bellamy's forced. It'll stay with Hope, but Bellamy just standing there with the hand up. He didn't even have to jump, and just not great presence of mind there from Bicus trying to force it right into his hand.
Yeah, he handed the ball over to his hand. He didn't have to do anything. Something to be said for being in the right place at the right time defensively, though.
Thomas wants to drive again, but this time kicks. Fake the handoff here. Thomas between the legs, that's well short, just trying to beat the shot clock.
Barely grazed the rim. There's good ball movement all the way up until the end there.
Nice move inside from Sheffy with the scoop, but couldn't finish at the rim. Dykhouse goes all the way down. He doesn't get it. Bellamy with the rebound.
Now we're back to that back and forth pace we were looking at earlier.
McDevitt drives into 2 Hope defenders. Hope scrambling to get covered. Evan Thomas is going to pick up a foul, and interim coach Tim Kaiser wants the officials to know that Evan Thomas does that every time and to keep an eye out for it. Hope wants a timeout.
I think that's a good call by Coach Mitchell right there.
Yeah, things really starting to speed up. Adrian gets it down to a 7-point game, and we'll take a quick break here and be right back after this.
Timeout, Hope. Full timeout.
Getting a view here of some of the limited fans inside DeVos Fieldhouse. Family and a few of the Hope women's basketball players finished up practice course coming off of a big win yesterday. They will play again tomorrow here against Calvin. So I'll see you back tomorrow night. And a lot of MIAA basketball this week, every single day with the staggered men's and women's games. Of course, the finals will be on Saturday.
Hey, they don't call it March Madness for nothing.
This is March officially, as of yesterday.
Everybody's excited for another installment of the rivalry on the women's side tomorrow.
So Bellamy with the 1-1 here, knocks down the first half. And he'll make it 2 for 2.
That pushes his point total up to 4 and the lead down to 5.
Hope wants to work it inside to Granger right away. Dykhouse is eyeing him the whole way. Go to a cutting George, who goes in for a tough finish. He was whacked across the arm. And Tyler George will go back to the line to shoot 2.
You can hear that slap all the way over here.
Kobe Price picks up his first foul.
Here, pin drop on these free throws.
George knocks down the first. And Gam checks in for Granger.
Did a nice job of not picking up a third foul for the several minutes that he had to play again.
And George will make it 2 of 2 this trip to the line and push the lead back up to 7 for Hope.
He's up to 8 points now. Pretty balanced scoring on the Hope side so far.
Gam goes inside, tries to steal it away. George hits the deck, trying to do the same. Skipped into the far corner, and stepping out of bounds was Victor Sheffy. Stepped in the bucket before trying to head down the baseline.
Just unfortunate there.
Good ball movement, had a nice setup to drive.
Most likely would have ended in a lay-in for him.
Evan Thomas wants to work it into Gam. He'll feed it. Bellamy has been the best defender inside the paint for Hope. A nice jump pass into the corner for a good 3 look for Dykhouse. Couldn't get it to go. Great effort from Evan Thomas to keep the possession alive for Hope. Oh, Dykhouse splits the D and gets the easy right-handed layup.
Tough when you play good defense like Adrian did on that possession, but give up a couple of offensive rebounds. The more chances you get, obviously, the higher chance of it going in the basket.
Warwick now wants to work on Thomas. Gets into the paint. Dykhouse comes into double team. Swings out a weak pass. McDevitt picks it up, and he will knock it down from inside the paint.
Just barely got it out to McDevitt, and he made a nice ending of that.
Here's George. Want to work it inside. To Gam, cutting. Ends up out top. George is bumped by Pelham, and Pelham knew that he'd fouled him. Just a bit of a delay. He wasn't sure if he was going to get away with it or not.
It indirectly worked out. There was a Beckman over there in the corner, but there's a diving cutter to the basket that Gam was looking for, and ended up to Beckman in the corner. Now George is going to the stripe for it. A fortuitous bounce there.
George is definitely someone the Dutchman will take at the free throw line. Shoots at about an 84% clip on the season.
It's hard to disagree with from the free throw line.
Knocks down a couple, and Tyler George is in double digits with 10. He'll join Pelham for the Bulldogs. So here's Adrian now. We're under 2 here in this first half. Good drive inside. Right hand is good over top of Thomas. Robert Warwick, the 6'3" senior from Columbia City, Indiana, is showing his experience and his confidence tonight.
Absolutely. He has taken that at absolutely everyone this evening. And so far he's got 10 points to show for it, and I'm sure he's not going to end with that number.
Bicus will take the 3. That's well off the mark. He's going to catch nothing. And Bicus, as I mentioned, heated up against Adrian in their last matchup. He's a confident shooter for a bigger guy, but has struggled in the percentage department this season. Got a decent looking stroke, and he's got the confidence. But sometimes you see some of those shots go up from him that are nowhere near the rim. But shooters shoot. He feels he's a shooter. He's going to keep trying. Definitely no lack of confidence there, but it seemed a little rushed, and he didn't have his feet set underneath him. Want to see a better look from him if he's going to take more of those. Pass pass that Beckman got in the way of. It's off Bellamy, out of bounds.
Those backwards cross-court passes are always tough, especially when you're trying to swipe it through the defense at the same time. Under a minute to go now before halftime.
Dykehouse with some space. In the corner, George will knock it down. Beckman, and Beckman's going to get a flop warning after knocking down the three. He felt he was fouled on the shot. And I've got to imagine that's an area in the officials' meetings in the offseason, before the season, that was an area of emphasis, because I've seen it called so many times this year, and oftentimes you see that with the new rules that they're told to emphasize.
Yep, you know, if they talk about focus on double dribbles, you see a lot more double dribbles called. You see flop warnings, a lot more flop warnings called. I think that's just a classic ingrained move from a player who's used to shooting a three and having a guy cut underneath him and kind of go down as the shot goes up. I think there was some contact there, not enough to warrant a foul, but I don't know about enough to warrant a flop warning either.
Meanwhile, on the other end, Bellamy was fouled and knocks down the first free throw. Hope had, with that three, gotten the lead up to double digits, and Bellamy splits the pair. So 9-point lead here. Hope can get this clock very low. Imagine they'll try to drain this down as much as they can.
I believe Beckman and Dykehouse were over talking to Coach Mitchell and the staff over there talking about just that during that last free throw.
George now out to Beckman. We're going to get this shot off as late as the shot clock as they can. Dykehouse, tough drive inside, couldn't finish, didn't hit the rim. It's out of bounds. Anyway, it will go to Adrian with 5.8 seconds before halftime.
Yeah, that rebound bounced to Dykehouse, but unfortunately he was laying on the L in Hope College underneath the basket out of bounds.
Watch for Sheffy to drive and kick to the corner here. Instead, he'll hand off. Deep three. Warwick knocks it down at the buzzer. A huge three to make it a 6-point game at the half. Hope 45, Adrian 39. And it's in a large part been the play of the experienced senior Robert Warwick keeping this Bulldogs team in action when several times seemed like Hope was going to get the double-digit lead and maybe start to pull away.
Yeah, they were bringing it back, and that's exactly how you want to end the half if you're an Adrian Bulldog, knocking down a three at the buzzer, in danger of going down 10, and now you're down 6 going into the second half. It's going to be a fun one.
And on the other side for Hope, you were so worried about the foul trouble. Granger able to keep it at 2. Gam as well, and you played the large part of the last 10 minutes of that half without either of your starting bigs. Bicus filled some important minutes, and Vree picked up 3, so he had to sit the entire time after that. So Hope, without a lot of its bigs, I think they're pretty happy with a 6-point lead heading into the break. And with that, we will take a break as well. We'll be back for second half action of this exciting MIAA tournament game in about 15 minutes.
32 years, I can look back at clients and realize that when I started with them in my mid-30s, I was one of many professionals in their life. But since then, their doctors retired, their attorneys retired, their ministers retired, all the key people in their life retired, but we're still there. And over time, we end up being very, very close to our clients. It's very hard to talk about your financial history without talking about your family history. We get to know it, we keep it confidential, and you can't help but begin to love these people.
Intentionally never had minimum account sizes. Our philosophy has always been if you're willing to put in the work and we'll collaborate and we set the plan in place and you're willing to go along with this plan and to put forth effort to this plan, we're happy to work with you. It's what we love to do. And so we have people coming in from the very starting point all the way to to the wealthy people. It's all different scenarios. Financial planning is not just for the wealthy.
You're not just saying, wow, you came in, thanks for coming in, and this is what your investment did. It's so much more than that. There's so much more going on in their lives than just these investments, and it's good to understand that totality so that you can say, well, I know there's a better way of doing this, or I have a resource. I know, there's some other resources that we can help you with here. So it's not just financial planning. It's serving people. It's serving people and loving on people, and that's very joyful.
Monday, hit the road.
Honey, did you remember to bring the GPS?
Nope.
Well, you have an app on your phone to tell us how to get where we're going?
I do not.
Really? So you have an actual map, like the kind that are hard to fold? You just know where you're going?
No idea.
Don't be this guy when it comes to financial planning. LVZ Advisors. We'll help get you there.
Hey, we're all a little lost. Do you know where the lake is? Yeah. All right.
At Lawrence and Vanderswart, we are interested in the history of our community. This farm once belonged to Albertus Van Raalte, founding father of the city of Holland. And this house, built by his son Ben in 1872, has been known through the years as the Maples, due to the large trees in the front yard planted by Van Raalte himself. These trees stand today because of the industry and vision of Albertus Van Raalte. Today, the DeGraff Nature Center taps the maples and demonstrates how maple syrup was made centuries ago. Innovation and ambition today can pay dividends for decades. Lawrence and Vanderswart, interested in our history, invested in our future.
My name is Lee Kang. I am the 2019 Borgeson Residence artist in Hope College for this summer. I think it's very good time being here, like only focusing on my art practice, because now I'm teaching art and then I'm always like spending time with students. So like I don't feel like I have enough time to think about my work like during the semester, like or like like when I'm not in like like in residency. But being here, like been a while to think about my work. So it's very great for me to think about like just focusing on what I'm doing and who am I as an artist, The reason why I applied this residency is it's very supportive, firstly, because like I can get this whole studio only for myself, as well as like a housing and then even like a little bit of stipend. So that's very important for being an artist, thinking about my art, but then like maybe like a supportive culture, like a background, and then I can just only focus on art. I think that's very important. For this show, like it's been like challenging for me to also figuring out the space, because the gallery space is kind of unique. And then I've been using the space that like having a like entire view of the imagery, and then like sculpture, video, every kind of medium that I'm using to show like what I'm trying to speak.
greatness is in my genetics. Rely on me, you never regret it. Victory's mine, yeah, that's where I'm headed. For this passion and drive, I'm forever indebted. Known to motivate each person near. I'm sure it's my purpose to persevere. Yeah, you looking at the chosen one. I said you looking at the chosen one. I was made for this. You know that I was made for this. I was made for this. You know that I was made for this. Running great, now I'm showing up.
Welcome back into DeVos Fieldhouse, folks. Blaine Wiersbicki, joined by Eric Van Swol here. Hope has the 45-39 lead after an intense, at sometimes fast-paced first half, sometimes a half broken up by a little bit of choppy play. We just saw foul after foul in the first 10 minutes. Both teams were in the bonus, and we ended up seeing quite a bit of free throws down the stretch. Hope had to rest their bigs, and they still found themselves up 6, and a big 3 at the buzzer for Robert Warwick, who had a great first half to make it a 6-point deficit for the Bulldogs rather than 9.
Yeah, Mr. Warwick, hot shooting hand, 5 for 7, 2 for 3 from downtown, 13 points to lead the way for all scorers in the first half, along with 2 assists.
And it will be the Bulldogs to begin this half with the ball. Cut across. Granger tipped it out of bounds. And it will stay with Adrian, an ill-advised pass. The Bulldogs will keep it. 19 seconds on the shot clock.
Granger had a chance at it a couple times. Pretty upset he couldn't come up with it there.
Now Granger defending, backing off Bellamy a little bit. You can see him giving a little room to make sure he doesn't pick up an early third, and Bellamy misses.
That was good defense. I think Bellamy could have taken it at him a little bit more. Tended to float away just a hair and wasn't able to get that one to fall.
Granger and Gam working with each other inside. Now Thomas and George. Nowhere to go. Granger on the block. Double team waiting. Skip to Beckman, who will drive. Go to Gam, late in the shot clock. Gam's got to put one up with the left hand. A tough one that'll fall. And Gam now with 8 points for the Dutchman.
Great use of the pivot foot in the middle of the lane there. Heavy traffic as the shot clock's running down from Gam.
Gam defending Warwick, and this time Warwick will miss. Beckman wants to drive all the way. Scoop with the right hand, couldn't get it to finish. And Victor Sheffy had the rebound and just stepped out of bounds. Coach Kaiser wants a call for the push underneath.
Hard to see anything on the replay there. I don't know if Evan Thomas got too much into the back of Sheffy, but he landed out of bounds clearly.
Great ball movement leads to a wide open Danny Beckman 3. Hope lead now 11, 50-39.
Beckman pushing his total up to 11 for the evening after knocking out a couple tray balls on his own end.
Bellamy, tough turnaround. Granger, good defense again.
Again, he took it at Granger and faded away.
On the other end, Granger quickly down, and he's fouled by Bellamy.
I think they're going to be going at it for the majority of the second half, to say the least.
Second foul on Bellamy. Means he's doing really well in this game. Second foul to start the second half. Granger left the first free throw short.
Yeah, especially that Granger gets to the line fairly often overall.
Just about 65% from the charity stripe on the season. Knocks down the second. He'll have his hot and his cold streaks. Miss a few in a row, make several in a row, mix it up once in a while. Hope lead is 12.
And he's into double digits as well.
Thomas picks up the foul as Sheffy drove into him. And that's just one where Thomas plays defense a lot of times with that one hand in the inside of the body. Officials want to see those hands up and away. And you get that hand inside. They get him for the arm bar essentially in there. So he's driven on by Sheffy.
Yep, they'll catch it for that underneath. A lot of times you'll see a clean block up top, but it's that underneath push, shove, arm bar like you mentioned. And that's what's going to get you sending your opponent to the stripe.
So Evan Thomas for Hope has 2 fouls now. Sheffy will hit the first free throw. Second one will roll in as well. Back down to a 10-point game. Here's Gam at the elbow. Nice two-man play. Backdoor cut. Reverse layup wouldn't go for Thomas. And it's going to stay with Hope.
Oh, you hate to see it on both ends. Hate to see that thing roll out for Hope, and hate to see that rebound get knocked out of bounds when two guys wearing black jerseys are there to rebound it.
So Hope's got a fresh 20. They go quickly inside, and George didn't quite catch it properly, and pretty easy rejection as far as easy box go for Gabe McDevitt.
Yeah, they didn't even run a pick over there, just tried to sneak one by. Hope's tried to run a couple backdoor cuts on Adrian, as Adrian got that against them several times in the first half.
Right hand good for George.
Speaking of backdoor cuts, George running one right there. It's an easy two.
Now the Bulldogs look to respond down 12. Sheffy drives in right side. Wouldn't go this time. Thomas comes down with a rebound. Lucky to avoid a turnover there.
Couple lucky bounces on Hope passes in the first half. Saw another one right there.
Gam with the long two. And you got to watch on defense. Robert Work sagging in the middle of the paint, making it more difficult for Granger to get the entry pass because they know Gam's not a threat from the outside, but pretty deep two there for the senior big.
Yeah, the art of the mid-range jumper has been lost, but Mr. Gam brought it back on that possession at the very least. If he's knocking those down, it's going to be difficult to defend inside for Adrian.
McDevitt out to Sheffy. Thomas wanted to poke it away. An intense defensive game. Step back, tough look there. Good defense from Gam. Inside, Granger the other way, couldn't make it. Tries to grab it back. Players all over the floor. And
a
kick ball on the ground. I believe Sheffy kicked it, so it'll stay with Hope.
It didn't look like it was a jump ball.
No one had the ball. It could have been. So it will stay on this end with Hope.
Tough to see in there on that replay, but silky move by Granger. Just couldn't quite get that one to fall with the right hand on the left side. Did a nice job avoiding another foul.
So Hope has built the lead to 14, and they try to extend it here. George looks left, crosses right. Now Gam. Shot clock running down here. Granger, take it to the rim. Just plowing his way inside. Tough, hard finish, and he'll get it to go.
That's tough to stop if he's got a will to make it to the basket.
Pelham drives inside, falls down, no travel. On the ground, they're going to say Adrian timeout, I believe.
It's a good call by Coach Kaiser there, getting that timeout in before that jump ball saved the possession.
So a 30-second timeout here for Adrian as Connor Pelham comes up a little bit slow. 16:05 left in the second half here. 57-41 Hope leads. 30 seconds. We'll be right back.
We've intentionally never had minimum account sizes. Our philosophy has always been if you're willing to put in the work and we'll collaborate and we set the plan in place and you're willing to go along with this plan and to put forth effort to this plan, we're happy to work with you. It's what we love to do. And so we have people coming in from the very starting point all the way to, to the wealthy people. It's all different scenarios. Financial planning is not just for the wealthy.
Back at DeVos here after the quick timeout. Adrian inbounds and off the leg of Evan Thomas. They'll have a fresh 20 seconds here. So Hope has quietly and quickly built a 16-point lead here. Remember, it was just 6 going into the half. 4 minutes in, they've built it up by 10 more.
Now what the Bulldogs wanted to see coming out of halftime the first 4 minutes.
Evan Thomas again called for the same foul for having one arm inside. Got to get him up and out because they are really not letting the boys play for the most part tonight. And each time keeps that arm inside. He's been called. That's his third, and he'll take a seat.
Mr. Thomas, just a sophomore. He's got a couple years to learn that move defensively.
George getting his hands in there. And George seems to believe that should have been Hope basketball, but it's going to stay with Adrian. I didn't get a good look. Got too many people in the way in the corner.
Yeah, a couple officials, the coach.
Warwick out top to Kendall Bellamy. Long two here, pull up. No good, and George with the rebound.
We're just thinking Adrian was going to get a chance to reset the offense with 20 seconds on the shot clock, but decided to pull up the J there.
Beckman, free throw line, goes to Granger on the block. Works on Bellamy. He's got 3 Adrian players on him. He's trying to get the ball out, and now a foul is going to be called on Victor Sheffy for reaching the hand in there and trying to get the jump ball. Thought he was going to get it.
That's why you hold the ball strong with 2 hands down on the block there, especially you get double, triple team looking for somebody open on the other side. Able to draw the foul.
Beckman inbounds to George. George says, I'm going to take one here if you're not going to get too close, but he finally misses tonight. This is Kobe Price. Shuffles and called for the travel.
Adrian was looking for that call against Granger on the other end. That one was a little more egregious. Didn't hit for taking steps.
So Sam Vree will trot down to the scorer's table here. Check in at the next opportunity. Picked up 3 fouls within a matter of about 3 minutes.
Just about.
In the first half. George Stegam will set up on the block. Warwick defending one-on-one. Good spin. Got him up in the air and a tough finish. Perfect timing to go up to the rim. And Gam now with 12 points.
Pretty solid defense from Warwick right there, and he's taking it right back at Gam now.
Yeah, but he can't get it to go on this end. 5 versus 5 going at it. First Gam with about 4 inches of height on Warwick, but Warwick certainly showing the strength and the determination. George in the corner, they want to work into Granger. Granger defended by Ansara.
Warwick's been pretty quiet the second half.
And Granger just spins off Ansara. There's just not a whole lot that the junior can do with the size disadvantage. And Adrian will take a timeout as Hope has built a 20-point lead, 61-41. Full timeout here for Adrian. Let's hear a word from our sponsors.
We've intentionally never had minimum account sizes. Our philosophy has always been if you're willing to put in the work and we'll collaborate and we set the plan in place and you're willing to go along with this plan and to put forth effort to this plan, we're happy to work with you. It's what we love to do. And so we have people coming in from the very starting point all the way to, to the wealthy people. It's all different scenarios. Financial planning is not just for the wealthy.
Welcome back to DeVos. Hope has quickly built a 20-point lead. Going to look at some of the family members of the Dutchman here in attendance. Fans certainly, I'm sure, feeling very excited to be able to watch the last few games of the season as they've allowed a limited attendance here in DeVos Fieldhouse. And we've got 14:27 remaining in this second half.
Just all the reason more to be thankful for being able, technology and being able to broadcast, right, Blaine?
And for us to be able to do that for you, sit down here courtside and get to see a little basketball. Working in the paint here, Honer looked to rip it away and looks like he'll be called for a foul.
That was one of those, it was either going to be a foul or a jump ball.
Bellamy and McDevitt check in for the Bulldogs.
Excuse me, I misspoke there. I meant a double dribble or a foul, but definitely a foul as you saw on the replay.
Dykehouse, tough move there. Sheffy tried to create some space, but just off the mark on the shot.
He had a couple nice moves and a pretty outsized impact in the first half, been pretty quiet here in the second.
George steps into a three. Count it. Tyler George now with 15 points.
He's quickly taking the lead in all scorers in this game now.
Granger bodies up Nolan and Sarah. Hope looking to push it again. Dykhouse hands to Vree. Vree wants to work on Bellamy. Tallest player on the court. Turns with right hand, strong, but can't finish.
Nice
Taken away. Dykhouse goes back to Granger. Granger couldn't handle it. I think he was thinking about that dunk before he caught the ball. And Adrian gets back. Bellamy fires from three, and he'll knock it down.
Good looking stroke right there. Dykhouse made a nice defensive play. I thought he was just going to take it up, and Granger was either thinking about the dunk like you mentioned or thinking that Dykhouse was just going to take it himself, but decided to dish it off.
So Hope's gonna take a timeout here. The lead sits at 20 with 13 minutes and 6 seconds left. 30-second timeout. We'll be right back.
More than a manager, you're not just saying, wow, you came in, thanks for coming in, and you know, this is what your investment did. It's so much more than that. There's so much more going on in their lives than just these investments, and it's good to understand that totality so that you can say, well, you know, I know there's a better way of doing this, or I have a resource. I know, you know, there's some other resources that we can help you with here. So it's not just financial planning. It's serving people. It's serving people and loving on people, and that's very joyful.
And we're back. Hope with the basketball. They took a 30-second timeout to talk things over with their 20-point lead here. Thomas, tough drive. Left hand couldn't go. Vree was there for the tip-in.
As you mentioned on the last possession, that's a little bit hard to defend against, and with tips as well.
Bellamy drives inside. Nowhere to go now. Thomas defending.
Did he not switch pivot feet?
It seemed like it. He was sneaky enough to get away with it. Dykhouse stepped into the passing lane. Kobe Price now in the corner. McDevitt's going to take a tough three, well short. Tipped around. Adrian's got another chance. Two won't go. Vree gets the rebound and is fouled.
Hope has not given Adrian any easy looks so far in the second half. They're having to create their own opportunities, taking some difficult shots. Had a couple fall, but it's tough. The defensive pressure has definitely been cranked up in the second half, especially the past few possessions.
And Sarah picks up his third foul. Evan Thomas. Dykhouse surveying the left side of the court. Hope looking to continue firing here. A lot of time left in this ball game. Vree, nowhere to go. Kicks Thomas, three ball off the mark, rebounded by McDevitt.
Hope trying to play that inside out game again. Looked like Vree might have switched his pivot feet on that one too.
Dykhouse with Bellamy on him. Bellamy wants to drive strong inside, and Dykhouse fouls trying to poke it away. With Bellamy's eyes lit up, he saw the height advantage he had on Dykhouse and just wanted to go right at him. Dykhouse racked him across the arm.
He's been a little bit more aggressive starting the second half. Had a nice three go down. Might get a couple at the stripe, push himself into double digits.
It's a pure shot for the lengthy junior from Indianapolis. Played at Lighthouse. Of course, a lot of basketball coming up in Indianapolis with the Big Ten tournament and the NCAA tournament entirely in Indianapolis and Mackey Arena and down in Bloomington, of course, as well. Second free throw missed.
Well, they say Madison Square Garden is the mecca of basketball, but might Indianapolis not be, at least for 2021?
Triple team here on Granger, which leaves an open lane for Gam.
And Granger's such a great passer out of a block, especially in a double team situation like that.
Watch that offhand here for Thomas. Much better job defending and forced a tough try for Bellamy. Back Beckman, some crafty dribbling. Oh, being hooked the whole way. From the backside, they'll call it. I mean, he just put Granger in a blender, grabbed the arm, and spun him around. The way they've been calling off balling in the paint, I couldn't believe they weren't going to call it. But from the backside, you see on the replay there, spun around. And
pretty impressive that McDevitt could spin Granger around. 6'2", 160, going up against 6'5", 220 right there.
And just the other way, Granger gets called as soon as they get the ball into him on the block. So Granger picks up his third.
Pretty impressive. He played probably 20 minutes of game time in between his second foul and this one once he came back in.
Top of the key, Sheffy works around Bellamy. That's a pretty decent look from three, won't go for Warwick. There's Schoonveld in the game again for the second time tonight with the rebound. Beckman almost lost it.
Good to see the freshman getting some minutes.
They want to work it into Gam here on Bellamy. He wants to work baseline. 2 hands on. That's a foul on Bellamy. Pelham will come in for the Bulldogs and Tyler George for the Dutchman.
Were it not for that substitution, Adrian would have had four players on the court with 3 fouls.
Beckman gets it in the corner. Hope swings it around. Here's Gam, free throw line.
Looking for that high-low.
And Beckman will step into a 3, no good. Pelham with the rebound. Again, Adrian sagging off in the paint, trying to clog it, and right wing 3 is good. Good looking shot from Victor Sheffy, and a quick timeout for Adrian as they get it back to 20 points. Still a little over 10 minutes of basketball left to be played. Timeout here, we'll be right back.
My 32 years, I can look back at clients and realize that when I started with them in my mid-30s, I was one of many professionals in their life. But since then, their doctors retired, their attorneys retired, their ministers retired, all the key people in their life retired, but we're still there. And over time, we end up being very, very close to our clients. It's very hard to talk about your financial history without talking about your family history. We get to know it, we keep it confidential, and you can't help but begin to love these people.
Welcome back to DeVos. 20-point lead for Hope, 68-48 over Adrian. And we've got about a quarter of this basketball game left to play. 10:07 up on the clock. A lot of players out there with 3 or more fouls.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting last 10 minutes. I mentioned the balanced scoring for Hope in the first half, but Adrian also having balanced scoring. Warwick got 13, and Sheffy and Bellamy with 10 apiece. Excuse me, Bellamy's got 9.
Granger takes the handoff. Adrian trailing on those cutters. Gam takes it in left hand, fouled but won't finish. He'll go to the free throw line.
I think we saw about just almost exactly this many fouls at this point in the first half. Both teams in danger of going into the 1-and-1. Hope will be the rest of the way. And after the next foul for Hope on defense, Adrian will be as well.
Gam with a roll that wouldn't go.
Talk about around the world.
Adrian bench trying to throw Gam off here on the free throw. A little gamesmanship.
Gotta respect it.
you know, you got to fill in for the crowd that's not there, and he'll make that one. That's a nice looking free throw. 69-48, Hope on top.
Reminds you a lot of baseball dugouts.
Sheffy with a tough look, trying to create some space on Thomas, wouldn't go. I'd like to see Gam if he gets a chance to try a 3-ball, just to see. They're giving him some space out there.
I'd like to see him pull the trigger.
Fake. Granger wanted to create some space, spins on Bellamy. Nice job by Bellamy to stay in front. Thomas driving. It's tough. George, they tried to poke it from behind. Just runs into traffic.
Yeah, that was tough. He kind of took that one a little bit 1-on-3.
Nobody out on Bellamy. He's going to get all the way to the rim, and well, that's just too easy. Nobody picked him up.
Now he's into double figures as well. Adrian got 4 players in double figures with Pelham as well.
And Pelham will be called for the foul in this case. His second, and I don't believe there's anybody left that doesn't have 2 or more fouls.
At least not in the game.
So Thomas will knock down the first free throw.
Thomas and McDevitt, the 2 players on the floor, not in double figures. The lone ones for each team. Thomas getting a little closer there, though.
Misses the second. Bellamy, he's ready to go. And a charge as Granger set up pretty early for that one. I am surprised he got away with it. But it's all he wanted to do there. He saw Bellamy with the hop, skip, and a jump. He was going to the hole, no question about it. You see a Granger with the early setup here. Maybe a little on the side there, maybe a little bit of the hip shuffle, but I think it's just that he had the hands inside and was standing still for so long.
Yeah.
He picks up the charge.
Anytime you get 2-3 steps, even if it's a little off to the side, they usually give it to you. Thought maybe Bellamy could sneak around and lay it in, but caught just too much of them in the official's opinion.
Thomas looking as George is trying to fight hard through some screens.
It's been a physical game, no doubt about that.
Thomas trying to drive. He has it knocked away. Gam will catch at the free throw line, and he's got the jumper working tonight.
Hard to tell with the mask on, but he had a good smile on the way back there.
And an offensive foul will go against Robert Warwick as Thomas hit the deck. And he gave him a little bit of a shove, step toward him as he tried to set the screen is the explanation we got here.
I don't know about you, I feel like I've watched a lot of basketball in my lifetime, and I don't know if I've seen a game with more offensive fouls than this one.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to look at our stats and see if we can get a look at it. Meanwhile, they want to go inside to Gam. Caught it awkwardly, though. Reset.
Hope happy to bleed some clock each possession.
Gam feeling himself. Why not? Ryan Gam, the senior, 19 points. And the Hope bench is losing their minds. Beckman defending McDevitt with a nice, tough turnaround to stop the bleeding momentarily.
Give it back to Gam. Why not have the hot hand? I said the mid-range jumper was a lost art, but Gam is trying to single-handedly bring it back tonight.
I need to see a 3-ball for Gam now. I just need to see it. They're just not going to defend him. He finally misses on the heat check. Granger gets called for his 4th foul underneath.
You knew the second he was touching that ball that was going up, hit enough space, knock down the last 3. Why not?
And Granger, yeah, that's his 4th, and I think 3 of those have been, you know, not defending a shooter, but just somewhere we're looking somewhere else. We hear a whistle, look, and 51 is being signaled over to the scorer's table. He'll stay in the game right now with 4.
Yeah, why not? Be interesting to see how many fouls he drew also away from the ball this game. It seems like it's been several times he's been in there.
Devitt feeling himself. Couldn't get this one to go, and Gam with the rebound.
Gam showing he's not all offense tonight, pulling down a board.
Evan Thomas, such a great slasher, ability to get to the rim, has just been pestered by a lot of wayward hands reaching out for the ball. Hasn't been able to get there. Almost a 3-ball put up there by Calvin Hackert. Instead, George, miss again, no. Warwick will drive all the way inside. Pelham wide open. He'll knock it down. Back to a 19-point game. Calvin Hackert, one of the seniors for this Hope team. Baseline, nice move. Granger, the reverse.
Seems like the pace has picked up a little bit again.
Warwick now wants to work on Gam. Trying to back down the body. Spins. Right hand over top of Gam. Granger was waiting to help, and he just decided to throw it up over the top.
He's got a few really, really nice moves tonight, especially with the bigger bodies in there. Granger was on help defense. He went over both of them with the right hand to put it in.
15 points now for Robert Warwick.
Quiet second half. He had 13 at halftime.
Granger wants to go inside. Oh, another nice move. Up, under, reverse, finishes. Similar shot to the last time down. Hope lead back to 21. A game that doesn't feel like a 21-point game. Adrian just keeps firing. It's fast-paced, but Hope's just kind of hanging on to the big lead in this second half.
On the last possession, it really didn't feel like it was a 20-point game.
Thomas had Warwick step in.
Adrian definitely has no quit in them.
Here's George, baseline. Hope just working it around to Gam now. He'll stop, right hand, turn, couldn't get the roll here. Looking for the 20-point game is Ryan Gam, sitting on 19.
The
Thomas
Hope definitely wants him to get it.
Thomas picks up a foul and one. The basket is good, as Evan Thomas just had the shoulder into him again there, just not getting the body squared up on the driver. Those have been all of his fouls, and that's an incredible finish from Victor Sheffy. I was not even thinking about the continuation and the three-point play there. All of a sudden it goes in, and I don't think our official was ready either, so by the way, that's good. And Hope trying some sneaky tactics late here. The officials will not allow them to play with 6, however. Free throw good, a three-point play for Sheffy.
At this late stage, I don't think they're going to need to try to sneak that extra offensive player in and go with the 6th man.
So Hope's lead is 18, and they've got the ball. 5 minutes left here at DeVos. Honer back into the game. Matthew Bradley in for the Bulldogs, as well as Cass Oganowski.
Bunch of fresh faces.
Gam, there it is. 21 points. Hope bench out onto the floor to meet the man of the hour, who just seems he couldn't miss. Kept feeding it to him, missed a couple in a row, but now he'll knock down that one. And Ryan Gam, the senior, having his best offensive effort. 21 for number 5 out of Rockford, Michigan.
Yeah, it's great to see. Yeah, averages 4.9 points per game. I'd say his average is going up a little bit after this evening.
And the Hope bench wanted to run out there and to tackle him like they just won a championship. Officials had to escort them back onto their half of the court. And
yeah, lucky that they didn't run into a technical foul bench warning situation there.
20 points again, the lead. Just kind of been sitting there for most of this half, and 4:39 left. Just wanted to mention again, thanks to those who've been tuning in. So sorry that many of you who love coming to games here at DeVos, and for the Adrian fans in the same boat, not able to go to their home games for the most part this year. We feel very blessed that we're able to be here in person, and glad that you guys tune in to watch these games. And hopefully we'll be back to some packed houses very soon for some college basketball. In the meantime, Adrian, pull up 3, no good. Bicus with the rebound. Pretty good look for Sheffy.
Yeah, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fans watching at home, that's for sure.
Dykehouse will work it to Honer again. Hope not gonna look to put up the rock after running down about half the shot clock at least.
Settling into the Hoosiers offense, 5 passes before a shot.
Oh, nice kick. Hackert finds George open. That's a great find from the right side all the way across. Pelham quickly the other way. He's going to have an open layup. Hope didn't get back in time.
George knocking on the door of 20 points as well.
Hope with one of their small lineups here. 4 guards and the forward Bicus. Bicus will try the 3 ball. There's Jeff Bicus stepping into one. He was off the mark in the first half. Finally gets one to go.
Hey, what'd you say earlier? Shoot or shoot, huh?
And Bicus would have picked up the foul here. Bellamy ran right into him, but again, Bicus with both hands inside. These Hope players just not ready for the quickness of the drives to get their hands up. And great chance to draw the charge for a speedy guy like Bellamy who likes to put the head down and go straight to the rim.
Yeah, Adrian's got a couple guys that pretty shifty out there. And we've talked about Hope's size advantage, but Adrian, I would say, has the speed advantage and trying to take advantage of it there. In update for you around the league, Albion is now up 82-67 on Olivet in the other MIAA quarterfinal being played this evening. About 2 minutes to go in that game. So it looks like Albion's going to come away with the victory.
So that means in all likelihood, we'll see Hope heading to Albion on Thursday. Nice backdoor cut to Lilja, and how about Calvin Hackert coming in with a couple of dimes. These guys working it around. Brady Swinehart also in the game for the Dutchman. Loose ball underneath. Fumblerooski play there. And on the floor, Pelham getting aggressive with Bicus holding the ball. It will be a jump ball. And it will go to Hope. 25 points, the Dutchman lead here with 3 minutes left to play.
Gonna see some fresh faces on the Adrian side coming into the game now.
Hope has shot 50% on field goals in this game. As Swole mentioned, we see a lot of new faces, and boy, like clockwork, that's 3 possessions here. We've seen some dimes from the senior Calvin Hackert.
Mr. Hackert making the most of his opportunity to play this evening.
And the 3 ball top of the key, same goes for Cass Oganowski.
Making his presence felt on the offensive end.
Hackert wants to pull up from way downtown. Why not? Won't go. Bicus, offensive rebound, and he gets it to go.
The indirect assist there from Hackert to Bicus.
Quickly down the other way. A foul. And Hackert picks up the foul. It's been the Calvin Hackert show on both ends. We've been calling out his name.
That's right. He got tired of dishing out those dimes he mentioned and decided to pull one for himself.
So this is going to be the last game that these seniors for Hope get to play at DeVos Fieldhouse. Calvin Hackert coming off the court. His teammates thrilled to see him come out, have some fun, make some great plays.
Some well-deserved high fives over there.
Noah Hedrick into the game for Hope, as well as Harris Hawkins. Michael Williams will defend Bicus. Bicus goes by, shot fake, takes the 2 off the mark. Lilja with the rebound. Noah Hedrick knocks down the 3, and there's a guy to watch out for. The freshman, catch him at the end of some of these JV games when we come into call, and he's had some impressive numbers and knows how to run an offense on the JV squad. There's a name to watch out for, an upcoming Dutchman.
Oh my goodness.
Lilja with some athleticism. Seen that from him from time to time this year. Swinehart pulls off, makes the 2. Everybody's hitting shots. Hope wants to quick get some subs in. And it'll be TJ McKenzie as well as Jackson Halbert getting the freshman in there. Again, these are a lot of the JV guys here. It's what you'll see if you show up early for the varsity games. And Adrian, the same thing, getting some guys some chances to play.
None of them looking like they weren't ready for this moment, though.
No, absolutely not, especially Hope seeing him knock down a lot of shots. Saw Oganowski come in ready to play for Adrian. This one's taken away by Hawkins, but he couldn't get the pass ahead to DJ McKenzie in time. McKenzie, the sophomore. Adrian will get Jonathan Duvall into the game. Duvall, the freshman from Wayne, Ohio, checks in to defend Swinehart.
Nice ovation for Oganowski, the senior, coming out for Adrian there.
And down the other way, the layup for Matthew Bradley. So 1 minute left here. Hope's got this one safely in hand. A lot of guys playing. Get some good stuff on tape. Chance to earn some playing time as this season winds down. It's over this week regardless. No NCAA tournament. Guys looking to get their chance. Duvall hands it off, swings around up top. Williams looking to work on Hawkins. Deep three, Ben Pacer, how about it? Sophomore from Maumee, Ohio, gets the deep one to go.
Almost don't want this game to end. You just want to see these guys keep running it back up and down the floor.
Just the highlights. Like I said, come watch the JV game, folks. They stream a lot of the JV games too. You get the chance. You can see some fun players. Halbert, he can shoot for a big man, this time off the heel. Hedrick with the rebound, goes inside, and he'll finish. That's another guy for Hope, Jackson Halbert, 6'7" freshman, who can shoot from outside, who can defend. Player comparison, will go with Cody Stivey, the former Dutchman from the class of 2017. And 4 seconds left. Hope will just get it in bounds, and that should do it here.
Gonna fall just short of the century mark.
Well, the women's team, some of them up there watching, doing their homework, probably looking down saying, man, we do it just about every night. Why can't you guys hit the century mark? But Hope, a great offensive showing in the second half. Adrian kept fighting back. It just didn't seem like it was, as we mentioned a few times, a 20-point game. Exciting basketball on both sides. Great effort. In particular, Robert Warwick, the senior, the forward for Adrian, obviously made some tough shots, made some great moves, but also defensively was just a wall down low. Ryan Gamm, 21 points, the senior for Hope, and a lot of exciting performances all around. Unfortunately for Adrian, that's going to do it for the season. The Dutchman will move on to Thursday's semifinal that officially now will be at Albion. The Britons will host the Dutchman on Thursday night. Tomorrow night, Hope College women's basketball, another edition of the rivalry, will host Calvin in the women's MIAA semifinal. And
be a good one as well.
Yeah, always great to see those two teams go at it, and very fun to call this game. This will be the last men's game for us this year, and I got to say, Eric, it was a pleasure to have you alongside for a very fun and exciting basketball game.
It's a pleasure to be here. Always happy to be alongside you calling a game.
And of course, to the viewers at home, thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you tomorrow for the women's broadcast. And if not, spring sports just around the corner. And for Eric Van Swol, I'm Blaine Wears Biggie. As always, thanks for tuning in, folks. We'll see you next time.